This news update is brought to you by
This is the Noon Barbados Today update for Thursday, July 3rd, 2014. A warm welcome to you. I'm Kmar Jordan. Good afternoon. Prime Minister Freundel Stuart is at this hour meeting in caucus in Antigua and Barbuda with his regional counterparts on a 5-year strategic plan for CARICOM. He will also be reporting on the work of a commission that has been leading the region's push for reparations. CARICOM Secretary General Erwin LaRocque gave this indication as he spoke to reporters at the Antigua Summit.
We had a first presentation, a report on the Reparations Commission, but we sort of ran out of time, so the discussion will continue tomorrow. But we did get a Prime Minister's subcommittee headed by Prime Minister Stuart, reported on the work of the Prime Minister's subcommittee, and tomorrow we should conclude that discussion.
LaRocque also revealed that it would take at least another year before CARICOM gives its position on marijuana. He says the Regional Commission on Marijuana is still conducting its investigations on the social, economic, health, and legal issues surrounding the use of the drug for legal purposes. The heads, yes, they approved the terms of reference of the commission, but the Secretary General says there's still a lot of work to be done.
We don't have persons yet, but it will be composed of persons, experts in their particular fields. The objective of such a commission on marijuana is to conduct an inquiry into the social, economic, health, and legal issues surrounding marijuana use in the Caribbean. It is a discussion that is going to be continuing. It is not any position, no position has been taken at all with regards to marijuana one way or another.
In other news, Industry Minister Donville Innes warns local businesses not to take the law into their own hands by naming and shaming suspected thieves on social media. Companies have been publishing details about alleged shoplifters and thieves after reportedly losing millions of dollars to theft. But Innes tells Barbados Today businesses which resort to this practice must be prepared to face the consequences of their actions if the accused is found innocent by the law courts. He says putting accusations in the public domain is wrong, and he urged business owners to let the police and the law courts do their jobs. Another group signals its opposition to the government's municipal solid waste tax, and it's hitting the streets this weekend to vent its concern. Political activist Bobby Clarke, who will lead what's dubbed as the People's Protest March, contends that the new levy should be scrapped. He says it's misconceived, oppressive, and extremely anti-working class. Former Prime Minister Owen Arthur is also leading a charge on behalf of his St. Peter constituents to pressure the Finance Minister Chris Sinclair to withdraw the tax. The Barbados Dairy and Beef Producers Association is also calling for farmers to be exempted from paying the levy. Ahead of tomorrow's independence celebrations in the United States, Barbados has been reaffirming its strong ties with Washington. Last night, local officials joined American representatives at the U.S. Embassy in Bridgetown as it began festivities to mark the occasion. Addressing the gathering, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Richard Seeley pointed out that relations between the two countries go as far back as the Treaty of Ostins in 1652, which was used as a model in drafting the U.S. Charter of Independence.
Because what you are celebrating the 230th anniversary of was indeed, you looked at among your models what happened in Barbados in 1655, the Treaty of Ostins. So we played our role in this remarkable democratic experiment that we call the United States of America. Of course, during that same century, we went and colonized the Carolinas as well, north and south. Not too far from the home state of the Ambassador, Georgia. You have the fingerprints of Barbados all over the creation of what, of course, has ultimately become the United States of America. So we have a long, treasured relationship. Not surprising one of the first countries to formally recognize Barbados in 1966, November 30th, 1966, was the United States of America. But as I say, centuries before that, the relationship, of course, has worked well.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
To news from the region, Grenada's Prime Minister declares he has no intention of following the Barbados government's footsteps and laying off scores of public sector workers. He says retrenchment isn't the way to go for his country, despite the tough economic situation. Speaking to the media before joining his counterparts at the 35th Heads of Government Conference at the Sandals Antigua Grand Resort, Mitchell said he's looking at other ways to manage the public sector wage bill.
We have gone into the formula of attrition, which means that for every 10 persons within the next 3 years that leave the public service, the maximum amount of replacement will be 3. In fact, we are hoping we can do less of that replacement. So that's one area. There are a number of positions in the public service which over the years have not been filled. We are going to be removing those positions, and they work out to be a significant number. So within the next 3 years, we expect to see it could be approximately over 1,000 persons would be not on the government established payroll as they are at this particular time.
Internationally, the first hurricane of the season is threatening to put a damper on independence celebrations in the U.S. Forecasters expect Arthur, which is currently making its way up the East Coast, to dump up to 4 inches of rain off North Carolina. Fearful that Arthur could become deadly, North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory issued mandatory and voluntary evacuation orders for some areas. Well, that's been our noon update. You can join us again at 6 o'clock this evening. Until then, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kmar Jordan. Have a great day, and we'll see you this afternoon.
This news update is brought to you by